I'd like to call this Delaware County Board of Library Directors meeting to order for Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. Is everyone okay with the minutes? Has everyone received minutes?
Yes.
I did not. So I guess I'm not sure whether I'm having a problem with receiving anything.
No, Marianne, it was just in the packet. I just emailed you about 20 minutes ago. I just sent it out to everybody, I think.
Okay, so that was yes, I'm sorry, here it is. I did not print that part out only because I just got it tonight. That's the only email I had gotten from you. So like I said, you said the emails were down, so that's a possibility. So I have them now. I'll go over them after our meeting.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them because I believe that everything's fine with the minutes. So I guess, Jenny, can I have a motion?
Helen. Hi, I move.
Oh, Helen, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Helen.
I move that we approve the April 2021 minutes.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Communications and announcements, I'm going to leave that to Kathy.
Okay, the first item that I'd like to share is the CDC guidelines for independent libraries. As each library within Delaware County is independent and reports to individual boards, guidelines and mask requirements will vary from library to library. So we just ask patrons to please check your local library for their mask requirements before you visit. Does anyone have any questions?
What is DCLS going to do?
We follow county council rules. So currently we are wearing masks when we interact with the public or do anything public facing. When we are within our offices, and if we are vaccinated, masks are not required. Masks are required for those who are not vaccinated. My department, we are continuing to wear masks.
I am continuing to wear a mask when I am outside also, even though I'm fully vaccinated. My sister was fully vaccinated and got COVID last week. So that worries me. I don't know who is definitely vaccinated and who is not vaccinated, but if I go into a store or public place, I will wear my mask, even though you don't have to. Certain stores, certain places say you don't have to, but I feel more comfortable. I don't know how everybody else feels. Okay, library materials, and that's a 24-hour quarantine eliminated. That's going to need a motion. Kathy, you want to go with that?
Yeah, at the meeting of library directors on May 20th, there was a majority vote to discontinue the quarantining of library materials based on CDC scientific data that COVID-19 spreads less commonly through contact with contaminated surfaces and by touching those surfaces. So we would like to eliminate the 24-hour quarantine of materials completely. This way, library materials will get to patrons faster, and a motion would be required.
I move that Delaware County and the member libraries remove the 24-hour quarantine on book returns.
I second that motion.
Material returns.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Brooks Courier Service is the next item. The County of Delaware signed a 3-year agreement with Brooks Courier Services, Inc. to provide daily delivery and sorting to 14 libraries daily, along with Saturday delivery to the 8 busiest libraries in the county. The contract start date was May 3rd. The contract cost was $101,355 for 1 year. Are there questions?
So do we still have van drivers in addition to that?
We have one van driver. So we split the route. One van driver does 14 libraries and the courier service does the remaining 14. Also does the 8 libraries on Saturday and also fills in for our van driver on vacation and
That's
yeah.
great. Yeah,
That's the most
and they
important.
also and they sort. They do sort offsite in a warehouse in Delaware.
Wow.
So yeah.
How's
Will you
it
be
going
looking
so
for-
far?
We've had this courier service, I'm going to say for 3 or 4 years, maybe since I've started. So yeah, we have a relationship with them. They're really responsive. Annie oversees the delivery because it's a district service. So I think we've been pretty happy with them.
Right.
So I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. So
What about van drivers? Are you going to do anything else with hiring van drivers?
no, we have a van driver and we have the courier service, and
Right. I just
we're-
didn't know whether you were going to look for another van driver or,
we have a 3-year contract with the
Right.
courier service, so we're going to stay with that contract for 3 years, and then after such time, we might evaluate hiring in-house.
okay.
Okay, the next item is Brain Fuse. We signed a contract with them. This is an online learning subscription. It was renewed at a cost of $24,900 for 1 year. Brain Fuse offers 3 modules: Help Now, which is online tutoring and school services for kids in grades kindergarten through college level. Job Now, which offers employment services, and Vet Now, which offers services to veterans and their families. So we have had a contract with them 2 years prior, so this was just a renewal.
And do we have any, do patrons make use of the service?
They do. They use it for employment, job searches, resume, mock interviews. The students use it for online one-on-one tutoring for help. The Vet Now, I'm not really familiar with that module. Our reference librarian does all of this. So I know that she was impressed with that module because it helps veterans and their families maneuver the VA, red tape and things like that. And it's specifically geared towards their needs. It even helps like with job searches for like a vet coming back who did a certain job within the military can put their job skills in this module, and it will specifically look for jobs in the area that matches the skill set of the veteran. Yeah, it's a really nice module within this database. So we're happy with them. So we renewed the subscription.
Great.
The next item is the Swank Motion Picture License. A contract with Swank Motion Pictures was renewed for 1 year at a cost of $9,048. This enables libraries to show first-run movies to the general public, both indoors and out. So this kind of keeps them all nice and legal, so that you have the rights to show this first-run movie. Are there questions? We are looking, and I say we, but I mean Annie is looking for an outdoor screen so that we can lend them to libraries so that libraries can do outdoor screening of movies. And we have projectors on site. I believe she's also looking at speakers. So we're in the process of doing that. She's working on that as we speak. Today it was in motion. So.
And they will be holding them. They will be
Pardon me?
holding them. They will be holding these movies at their libraries.
Probably outdoors. That's why we bought the outdoor aspect of the license, so that libraries could move the movies outside.
Okay.
Swarthmore used to do that mostly for kids' movies, and then the fire company would sell water and sodas, and it was phenomenal.
Yes,
Oh,
our Parks
great.
and Recs does it in Aston, outside at our community center.
Okay. The next item is World Archives. So Delaware County Libraries entered into a contract with World Archives to host access to the historic Daily Times for a 5-year period for free. We negotiated a contract for 5 years for free. Widener University provided the microfilm for digitization. So that website is currently available with your library card. So you can search historic Daily Times back to, and I don't know the year offhand. Annie, do you know it? It's maybe the late 1800s, where it was the Chester.
Oh, wow.
It's on our website. It's all digitized. It's one of our more popular sites. We had missing years. We only went up to like 1960. So Diane Arnold, which I'd like to give a shout out to, worked with World Archives for 2 years. She entered into a relationship with Widener University. They lent the microfilm. The microfilm was shipped out to World Archives. World Archives digitized all the microfilm. They put it in a nice package, put it on a database for us, and gave us a 5-year free subscription for our library card holders to access all this material. So shout out to Diane Arnold. This is her legacy for Delaware County.
Wow.
Was it free because we offered the the content? Is that why?
It was a challenge to get it done. It took 2 years. There were some bumps in the road, and we came to an agreement, and they thought that a 5-year subscription would help address some of those bumps in the road. Okay, so moving on. Annie, are you next, or is that me?
Library
Strategic
strategic
plan.
plan.
You asked me to cover it. Yep.
Okay,
That
go
would
ahead.
be Annie.
You're on.
All right, thank you. As we reported in a previous meeting, a request for proposals for strategic planning services for library services was posted by the County of Delaware. We received 4 responses to the RFP. 3 of them were evaluated by members of the DCL board and staff. The 4th was over the approved budget, so it was not considered. The group of evaluators has selected a qualified consultant, and Kathy and I will be recommending them to County Council, hopefully at the next meeting, although I'm not sure if we're at the right spot in the schedule. So at a meeting soon. And we hope that we'll be able to enter into a contract as quickly as possible and get the strategic planning process started by mid to late summer. And we will report back once that contract is executed on the selected consultant. Can I answer any questions about that? Great, thank you.
Okay, Kathy, the American Library Association COVID.
Okay, thank you, Annie, for that about the strategic plan. The Delaware County Libraries has applied for an American Library Association COVID Library Relief Grant for $50,000. If awarded, funds will be used towards hotspots, ebooks and audiobooks, and direct disbursements to member libraries to help make up the 34% loss of revenue that our Delaware County libraries experienced in 2020. Are there questions?
Great.
No? Okay, I'll move on. The next item is we were made aware of a grant for Senator Carney's office. It's actually the Keystone Communities Fund. Delaware County Libraries has applied for a $64,000 grant to place solar charging benches and poles on the properties of member libraries within the 26th senatorial district. This is a pilot program, so they will be placed in 12 of his 13 libraries, along with 1 library in Chester County, which happens to be Easttown. But we're managing the grant, and I want to just mention that the Swarthmore Public Library has offered to be the fiscal administrator for this grant. So they will be managing the funds and paying the bills, but I wanted to give them a shout out and a thank you, and to thank Amber Osborne, who is the director for the Swarthmore Public Library, who, when reached out and asked her, no hesitation, said, yes, I will do this. So
And what is it called, Kathy? I'm sorry.
it's the Keystone Communities Fund grant, and it is for solar charging stations and benches in front of libraries within the Senator's District.
Okay.
What's a solar, what, I understand a charging station, that's for devices and things? Yeah.
Yes,
And the bench, I don't get the bench.
yes, the bench has a solar panel on it. And there's,
Yeah.
there's outlets
And
plug in. It's an iron, like a
Just
park.
connects it so that it can be used for the charging devices, or is it gonna go
Yeah,
back?
there's a solar panel on the, like, behind the bench,
Uh-huh.
and it charges the bench, and you plug your.
yeah, so you can
Oh, I see.
literally like plug your laptop in and sit
Yeah.
there with your laptop plugged in.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yes, very cool. We're very excited. So Annie, once again, Annie is submitting the grant for, I did some of the background work, but Annie is submitting the grant for us tomorrow. And we did receive a support letter from Representative Leanne Kruger, which I want to shout out to. So thank you so much. And thank you also to the Borough of Swarthmore, who they received a notification letter and were really supportive, and also reached out to Representative Kruger. So we have our fingers crossed that this grant flies right through and we get awarded and we can set up these charging stations at local libraries. Any other questions?
That's wonderful.
Thank you. It was a team effort, so thank you.
Is that, so you say 12 of the 13? Because I know Lansdowne's in Senator Kearney's district. So is Lansdowne Library on that list? You know,
I don't believe Lansdowne is in that district.
maybe just East Lansdowne, because I'm East.
Yeah, maybe, and then there's no library in East Lansdowne. Sorry, but
Okay, my mistake.
yeah. So
And Upper Darby's in his district, yes.
it is. Yep. So moving on, the next item is capital requests. We were asked by the Chief Sustainability Officer for Delaware County to gather our thoughts and look out 5 years of what capital requests we might need to make from the county. So we made the following capital requests: replacement computers for the libraries, thermal receipt printers, laser jet printers, and a new library website. So that was submitted in the beginning of May. Questions?
What was the total cost roughly?
Oh gosh.
Never mind.
Yeah. It was a lot. Not a whole lot in the scheme of things, but it was over. No, maybe it was under $500,000. It was probably under $500,000.
Oh,
Super expensive, but yeah. But I don't think we exceeded 500,000. So,
well,
yeah,
a lot of important
things that are desperately needed. Yes, we have
Yeah.
stuff. We have equipment that's aging out, so
Yeah.
it'll be full. And that. Oh, and I have one more thing. So, my children's librarian was supposed to be here, my youth services coordinator.
Kathy, she had trouble getting in and sent me her information.
Oh, well then that's great. So then Annie can share what's going on in youth services.
Yes, so Sherry was not able to be here and asked me to announce that there was an additional grant from Rotary 7450 and the Rotary Clubs of Chester, Media, Swarthmore, and Wayne for the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten Books program. These books are primarily for the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten Classroom pilot program. There was also the Science in the Summer grant from GSK and administered through the Franklin Institute that provided for 350 science kits and 6 online in-person programs with the Franklin Institute scientists. The Community Foundation grant will be providing 6 wildlife education programs with Eyes of the Wild Sanctuary and 2 Are You Smarter Than a Mammalogist virtual program with Science Naturally. The grant also provided for 25 wildlife ebooks through our Capstone Interactive and giveaway books for the Story Walk events. So that is what she provided. And I'm sorry, I won't be able to answer any questions on them.
That's great.
Okay, thank her for that information. Moving on to the financial report for April 2021. Did everyone get a chance to go over that? Actually, I'm going over all this right now, Kathy, as I'm trying to read what you had sent me just a little while ago. So I guess I will need a motion to accept.
I move to approve the April 2021 financial report.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Administrators report.
I'm actually going to turn it over to Annie Lepley as the district consultant. She oversaw the 2 items that are listed next. So go ahead.
Thank you, Kathy. The 2021-2022 District Negotiating Committee, which was made up of member library representatives, DCL board trustee members, Kathy and myself met on April 30th, along with our Office of Commonwealth Libraries advisor, Heather Sharp. The committee reached an agreement for the year and it was sent out to all member libraries for review and signature. A simple majority of the libraries and the approval of this board are required to consider it in force. Office of Commonwealth Libraries did make some substantial changes to the format of the agreement this year, but the substance remained pretty much exactly the same as in the past. Of note, the reciprocal borrowing grants that have been part of this agreement for many years have been agreed to be phased out over the next 3 years. The statutory intent of the district funding is to provide equity of access to all residents and library development at the district-wide level. The Delaware district is the only district in the Commonwealth that has distributed funds directly to member libraries at this point. So this phase out approach was approved by the Office of Commonwealth Libraries as a way to respect the financial challenges that many of our libraries are currently experiencing, but also bring the Delaware County district into compliance with the library code. So that's the sort of big thing that we tackled this year in our negotiation. 23 libraries have returned their agreement at this point. So I am asking that the board approves the 2021-2022 Delaware District Agreement so that we can submit it to the Office of Commonwealth Libraries.
I move that we approve the 2021-2022 Delaware County Libraries District Agreement.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is about our county aid agreement. In the process of creating and negotiating our district agreement this year, it became clear that there were a few items that were included there that didn't really belong in that agreement, like the fax machines that we provide libraries. They're not paid for by district money or required as something that we need to provide but as a district. So we also realized that there were items that were covered in the agreement, like the requirement for attendance at these meetings, attendance at trustee trainings, and the directors meetings. And these items are tied to our county funding that we provide libraries, not to the district funding. So it didn't make sense for those to be included there in the district agreement. So with that in mind, the negotiating committee recommended that a new county aid agreement be created to address those issues. And in the past, there wasn't anything that the library signed off on for the county aid. It was just distributed to them. So we created a new agreement, and at this point, the majority of our libraries have returned their signed agreements or have been in contact with me regarding when to expect it. So I would request that this board also approves the 2021-2022 county aid agreement.
I move that we approve the 2021-2022 county aid agreement.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Committee reports.
I do not believe that we have any committee reports.
That is correct. We have a couple of meetings coming up, so at our August meeting, we'll have some reports.
Moving on to new business.
None at this time.
How about old business?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, I guess we'll move on to public comments.
I do have a couple of public comments.
Okay.
First is from Bob Fife of the Middletown Free Library, and he wishes to share that the Middletown Free Library will be closing on Friday, June 18th to prepare for the move to their new location. They will be reopening sometime in early August in the new facility at the Roosevelt Community Center. If any libraries would like shelving or furniture from the current location, please contact the director. $7,000 in pledges and donate goal of $1 million for the
Wow.
move.
That's amazing.
It is. So congratulations to the board and to Mary's beautiful new facility in Middletown.
Excellent.
That's great.
It is 100 East Glenolden Avenue, N12 in Glenolden, Pennsylvania. And his comment is, before the pandemic, I would see in the event listings regular tech advice sessions where people could get help with the use of their smartphone or tablet, etc. I don't see those now. Will they be resumed soon? That is a good question. And my answer to that is all of our libraries within Delaware County are independent. So they determine their programming. As of now, I'm not sure anyone is actually conducting in-person programs within the library buildings. I know there have been several outdoor programs, but currently no tech programs, indoor or outdoor. I assume that they will resume at some point. I would just encourage you to keep checking the calendar of events to see when they would start up again. And that is all I have.
Okay, well, before we adjourn, I would like to, does anyone have any comments about tonight's meeting? Seeing none, I'd like to thank Kathy, Annie, and Jason for putting our meetings together and to be able to communicate and know what's going on in our library system. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. With that, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So I didn't announce, Kathy, I didn't announce any of the future dates of the meetings until we are, we're definitely going with the August 5th and the end of the year virtual unless we find out otherwise, correct?
Yes, Marianne, Jason, you have to face us out.
Okay.
No,
Aye.
no, we were by when it was adjourned.